ஓகே
சரி. இப்போ பெயிண்ட் விண்டோ தெரியுதா? ஒருத்தர் வந்து ப்ராப்பரா கம்யூனிகேட் பண்ணுங்க. நான் கேட்க ஆன்சர் பண்ணிட்டே இருங்க. ஓகே, அப்பதான் சாரதி.
ஓகே சார். ஓகே சார்.
இப்போ உங்களுக்கு பெயிண்ட் விண்டோ தெரியுதா?
தெரியுது சார்.
சரி, இப்போ நம்ம ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாம். யார் யார் ஜாயின் பண்ணணும் கொஞ்சம் சீக்கிரம் ஜாயின் பண்ண சொல்லுங்க. அப்பதான் ஃபுல்லா புரியுற மாதிரி இருக்கும். சரி, நம்ம ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இப்போ NFA டு DFA வேணுமா? அது எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும் நினைக்கிறேன், ரைட்? இல்ல யாராலும் NFA டு DFA கன்வர்ஷன் அதுல ஏதாவது டவுட் இருக்கா? நம்ம நேர SLR பாசிங் போலாமா? சொல்லுங்க.
அந்த டேபிள் மினிமைஸ் பண்றது மட்டும் ஒரு வாட்டி.
ஸ்டேட் மினிமைஸ் பண்றது மட்டும் தேவைப்படுதா? சரி, ஓகே. இப்போ நம்ம அதை ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாம். இப்போ ஆக்சுவலா ரைட், ஸ்டார்ட் நவ். ரைட், இப்போ ஆக்சுவலா நம்ம வந்து அந்த ஏஆர்பி ஸ்டார் நான் எழுதுறது தெரியுது இல்ல? ஏபிபி.
எஸ் சார்.
இப்போ ஏஆர் இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் பிக்கப் எழுதுறேன். ஓகே, ரைட். இப்போ இது NFA. இந்த NFAக்கு நம்ம வந்து நம்ம DFA கண்டுபிடிக்கும் போது நமக்கு வந்து ஸ்டேட்ஸ் வந்து என்ன வருதுன்னா ABCDE வருது, ரைட்? இப்போ இதுல வந்து இன்புட் சிம்பிள் AB. ஸோ இதனுடைய ரிசல்ட் வந்து நமக்கு வந்து என்ன வந்துச்சுன்னா here you see this one ABCDE, right? Then we are having now, right? Now இதுல வந்து இதுல ரிசல்ட் பாத்தீங்கன்னா நமக்கு கிடைச்சது வந்து இது வந்து B, இது C, இது B, this is D, this is B, this is C, this is we are having B, this is E, this is we are having now B, C. Correct? So this is from NFA to DFA we are getting now that conversion. So we are getting now that transition table. So this is the transition table. Right, this is the transition table. Now from the table, now how do you minimize the table, right? So we are having now minimized TFA. Minimized TFA. Now we want, right? Sure. Minimized TFA. How do you get now? Here, first you consider now the set of non-final state and final state. Here, final state E only the final state. E only the final state. And here ABCD are non-final state. First you have to separate into two groups. So in the two groups we are having now the separation, right? So here we are having now ABCD, that one, right? So this is one group, this is another group. Now you see this one, in the D is going to have that alternate group. All others are within that group itself, right? So for A we are having BC, right? For B we are having BD. Then for C we are having PC. But D only we are having a transition B, and it will go to that other state by input symbol B. So the D is going to be separate from that ABCD group. So that one as we are having now ABC one group, and D is another group, and E is already we are having a separate group. Now in that ABC, the B is going to have that another group D. So we are separating now that AC and B and D. Then we are having now E. In that A and C, you see this one, for all input we are having same transition. So for A it is going to be, here also it is going to be, right? For B it is going to have C. So within the same group we are going to transit. So this AC is a pair. So AC is a pair, we cannot separate. So for that you have to select one representative. In that AC, you select that A as a representative and you strike out the C, and wherever we are having C, the C is replaced with A. So that is, here this C is replaced with A and this C is replaced with A. So at final, what we are getting now, that one is, what we are getting now, that one is here A, B, C, C career, sorry, clear now. A, B, D, E. A, B, D, E. Then we are having now A. This is B. So the transition is now, we are going to have that one as, this is actually, we are having B, A. Then this is, we are having now B, D. Then here we are having B, E. Here we are having now B, A. This is the minimized DFA. There is no further minimization. So we are minimizing one state. Then at final, you have to draw the DFA for this minimized one. So this is A, this is B, D, and the final state is E. Then you have to draw the diagram. A by A, it will go to B, A. Then by B, it will go to here itself. Then we are having B by A by B by A, it will go to A B itself. Then B by B, it will go to D. Then D by A, it will go to B. And D by B, it will go to E. Then E by A, it will go to B. And B by B, it will go to, right? So this is the start state. This is final state for final. Can you understand now? Is it audible?
Sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Anybody is having any other doubts here? The state minimization. Okay, we'll go further to another topic.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sure. Right. Okay, now we are going to see that one SLR parsing. SLR parsing now. SLR parsing. Going to see that one. For that, actually, in another class they have given that one grammar. So I am going to use that grammar now. So this one is actually we are having now S D semicolon, S D semicolon, then D derives T and L. Then we are having now the D derives end or float or char. End, float or char. Then we are having now that L derives ID, comma L or ID. Okay, so this is the grammar they have given that one. So for that grammar, you have to show the input, show the parsing of int x, comma y, comma z. Int x, comma y, comma z, and at the end we are having semicolon. So for this particular input string, then you have to show the parsing. Right now, here you see this one. Actually, this is a grammar for declaration statement. This is a grammar for declaration statement. It's a grammar for declaration statement. So this is a declaration statement, right? Int x comma y comma z semicolon. So this is a declaration statement, grammar for declaration statement, right? Now we are going to construct SLR parsing. SLR parsing we are going to construct now. Okay, shall we start now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Actually, you see that one. This is the string, right? How do you generate the string? Is is a declaration statement with the semicolon, right? Then the declaration is actually we are having now TL. The T is integer, T is int, then L array ID, comma L. Then this L is actually we are having once again ID, comma L. ID comma L once again we are using now. Then this L derives ID, right? So at the final we are getting now this ID is nothing but X. This ID is X. This ID is Y. This ID is Z, right? So int X comma Y, X comma int X comma Y comma ID, then semicolon. So this is the case we are having now, right? So this tree we want to construct now. This tree you want to construct now using that SLR parsing. So actually this is the input. For that input, this is the tree, right? So manually we have constructed now. So this is actually the parse tree for this particular input using this grammar. So this is the grammar rules. So 1, 2, 3, and 3 we are having much more, and 4 we are having now, right? 1 minute. Anybody is joining now or at meeting now, we'll see that. Right. Eco bar. Right. Now you see this one. Now we have to go for constructing the parse tree. Right. So that the grammar is we are having now is D semicolon, then T derives T L, then L derives. This is we are having now the T derives L T derives, sorry. So, T derives int, right? Then T derives, yeah, T derives int, T derives float, T derives int, T derives float, and T derives char, and then we are having L derives ID comma L, then L derives ID. Right? So this is the case we are having now the grammar rule 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Right. Now this is the grammar. Now first step is you have to write augmented grammar. So this is the grammar now. Then for that grammar you have to construct a augmented grammar. That is G dash. That is augmented grammar. Augmented grammar is just we have to add the start symbol is here yes. For the start symbol, you have to put now S dash derives yes. So we are adding one, and then you have to continue now S derives T semicolon, then S derives T semicolon, then T derives TL, then T derives int, then T there is float, and T there is character, char, and L there is ID, comma L. Then L there is ID. Right? Now we are writing that augmented grammar, right? So the next first step is we have to find out actually for this particular grammar, you have to find out first and follow up all non-terminals. So here we have to find out first and follow up all non-terminal. Follow up all non-terminals. First and follow up all non-terminals you have to find out. Right. Now here you have to consider the first stop symbol, right? So here first stop yes. First stop yes. Here, how do you find out that one? As in that first stop yes. So using that yes, the first symbol on the right hand side is another non-terminal. So first stop yes equal to that non-terminal first. So first stop D. First non-terminal, first stop D. Then here for the D, we are having the next one as T. So for the T also, first stop T equal to first stop T. First stop T itself. Then here for the T, so first stop T equal to first stop T equal to here. This is one terminal. So T equal to one terminal. So this is end. Then this is another terminal for T. So float. Then here another terminal character. So you have to put char also. So these are all the terminal. Then for that L, first stop L. First stop L equal to this is ID. So here also ID. So just we are getting now only ID. Now you have to backfill that one. First stop T equal to T. So this is end, float, and we are having now character. End, float, character. And first stop T also end, float, character. End, float, character. End, float, character. Then we are having now, this is the case we have to consider now. Right. First stop, yeah, anybody is having doubt for finding the first stop?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Then next you have to find out follow up all non-terminals. So first you have to write the follow up that all non-terminal, yes, one non-terminal, then follow up T, then follow up T, then follow up L. Follow up L. Now the first rule is for the start symbol. Here the start symbol is first production rule, left hand side. So for the start symbol, you have to put $. For all cases, for the start symbol, you have to put $. Why actually? We are having now that the input string is reduced to start symbol, and at the end we are having that delimiter is $. So we have to include the dollar is the follow, and then we are going to find out the follow. For finding out the follow, we have to consider the production rule of the form A derives alpha B, right? Then we are having now beta, alpha B beta. This B is matched with one right hand side non-terminal. This B is matched with one right hand side non-terminal. Then follow up B equal to first of beta except empty. So now here using this production rule format, follow up B equal to first of beta. First of beta here except empty. First of beta except empty. So except empty means if suppose empty is there, then you have to ignore that empty. Then the next step is this is one case. The next case is if the beta eventually tends to empty. Eventually tends to empty means the beta a possibility of empty. Then you have to union follow up A in the first of B. Follow up A in the follow up B. In the follow up B, you have to union the follow up A. So this is actual algorithm for finding the follow up B. So finding the follow up B equal to first of beta except empty. If beta eventually tends to empty, you have to union follow up A also. Here this is you have to take as rule or formula for that one. Using that formula only, we are going to find out the follow. So once again, I'll tell that one. So you have to take your production rule of the form A derives alpha B theta. Now we are going to find out the follow of B. The follow of B is first of beta except empty, and then if suppose the beta tends to empty, then you have to union this follow of A to in follow up B. So in the follow up B, you have to take this case. Either you have to take both case or any one of the case we can get it, right? Now here is one. You have to take the production rule with the non-terminal and terminal combination. So that is S derives T semicolon. S derives T semicolon. First production rule you take now. Then here you have to fit the format. So that is A derives alpha B beta, right? So how do you fit that one as here? This is A derives. This B is matched with the D. Then previous one is alpha. Afterwards beta. So the B is matched with one non-terminal. So that is here. Then here alpha is empty. Then here beta is semicolon. Now by the first rule, follow up B equal to first of beta except empty. So first of beta except empty means beta is semicolon. So in the follow up T, you have to put semicolon. The follow up B, you have to put semicolon. So one symbol, right? Then the second case is not possible. So definitely semicolon is there. There is no possibility of the semicolon is going to be empty. So second case is not coming for this particular case. Next, you have to take the next production rule as T derives TL. T derives TL. Right? Now here also, you have to find the B is matched with first non-terminal, and this is alpha empty. Here beta is L. Right? Now in the follow of B, you have to consider now first of L. So first of L equal to ID. First of L equal to ID. So in the T, we are having a follow is ID. Follow is ID. Then that L is not empty. So there is no production rule with L derives empty. So L is not possible for empty. The second case won't come. Then here you have to remove that one. Then once again, another non-terminal is there L. Now you take the same production rule as T derives TL. Now you concentrate on that L as B. Then this is alpha. The beta is here actually empty. Beta is empty. Then you have now the second rule is applicable. So in the follow up L, you have to union the follow up T. So here ID and also you have to union follow up T. Follow up T. ID and union follow up T. ID comma union follow up T. Then so that this is over. So there is no next you have to take this T derives into T derives flow to T derives character. These are all terminals. So there is no non-terminal. So that the rules not applicable. Then we have to go for L derives ID comma L. So that is L derives ID comma L. So here we are having now this L is D, right? This is alpha. Here this is beta. So this is beta. So in that follow up L, you have to union the follow up L is there is no meaning. So leave it. Right? Now the follow up E. Follow up E here E L, right? Follow up L. Follow up L, what it is follow up L? Follow up L is don't have that one, right? So that one is we are having now L derives ID comma L. L is not here in that follow up L, you have to union the follow up L. Union follow-up L. Okay, union follow-up L. Then we are having now L derives ID comma L. So there is no possibility. L in the follow-up L. So in here L, sorry, we are including that one, right? So the follow-up L is here. T derives, okay. T comma L, right? So in the T comma L, what we are getting now in the follow-up T. So in the follow-up L, you have to, this is B. So in the follow-up L, you have to union the follow-up D. Union follow-up T. So what is the follow-up D? Follow-up D is semicolon. So you have to take that one. The follow-up E, you have to take semicolon. This is semicolon. Here we are having now ID and union follow-up T. So ID and semicolon. The follow-up T is semicolon. ID and semicolon. Here we are having now that semicolon only, right? Then here we are having now the dollar only, right? Clear? Any doubt in the once again you ask now, I will explain that once again. I will clear it and once again then I will explain. Anybody want to explain once again? Please ask. No issues. Whether you are accepting, understanding now the follow?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Anybody? Okay. Then you take that one as first of symbol is here. First of D is in float char and first of T equal to in float char nothing. Here we are having in float char. Then this is ID. Now in the follow up yes we are having dollar. Here the follow up D is semicolon. Then follow up T equal to ID and semicolon. Then here we are having now the follow up L equal to semicolon. Follow up L equal to semicolon. Right. Then you take that one in mind and I'll move to the next slide. So I take that one dollar semicolon ID comma semicolon semicolon. File save SLR. Is there is T semicolon, then T there is TL, then T there is end float, then here we are having now char, end float char, and L there is ID comma L there is ID. Right. So here we are having now that. So first and follow we already find out. So once again, whenever we need, we take that one. Right. Here we are having now that augmented grammar is S dash there is yes. Right. Now you have to find out set of LR0 item. Find out set of LR0 item. LR0 items. Now how do you find out the set of LR0 items? We are going to see that one, right? So here, how do you start now that one as S dash dot S. You have to put the dot in front of that S. So you take this production rule, first two production rule, augmented grammar. In that augmented grammar, S dash you put the dot in front of S. Then here because of that S, then we have to expand that S. So S is we are having now S dash T colon. S dash T colon. So you put the dot in front of. Now, after dot, we are having D. So you have to expand T also. For the T, we are having T there is T comma L, and then you have to put the dot in front of. Then, right. Then we are having now, after dot, we are having now ID, so T. So T is going to be expanded. So the T is going to be expanded here. T there is end, T there is float, and T there is char. In the float T there is char, you put the dot in front of. Put the dot in front of. Right? Then there is no further expansion. So this is we are having now I naught. Okay. So once again I'll tell that one. So you take that the SR is dot S. So you after dot we are having yes. So we are expanding. and you put that dot in front of on the right hand side. Then because of the dot, after dot we are having d is going to be expanded. And then here we are having now after dot we are having t expanded and put the dot in front of on the right hand side. Then after dot we are having now t. Then here we are having now the after dot we are having it for terminal only. There is no further. So this is I naught. Clear? Then from the I naught you have to find out all possible moves. So that is go to I naught comma after dot we are having the symbol is yes. I naught comma yes. After dot the symbol is yes. So you have to use I naught comma yes. Just you take that in front of that yes we are having a dot. So that is we can have a move. Yes dash arise. You are moving the dot after accepting yes. You are moving the dot after accepting yes. So that is right after accepting that yes, right? Then here there is no dot in front of yes, other dot in front of yes. So this is over. So this is actually a new state I1. New state I1. Then here right. Right. Now sensitive. Right. One minute. Right. This is I1. Okay. Great. Now go to I naught comma go to I naught comma D. Go to I naught comma D. So that is S arrives D dot and then semicolon. D dot semicolon, right? So that is we are having now I2. I2, right? Next we are having now one minute. The diagram. Right. Right. Mm, Code to I naught comma t. Code to I naught comma t is yes, there is d dot is equal to stop. Right. Then code to I naught comma t. Code to I naught comma t. So that is we are having now after dot we are having now t. So that is we have to consider now. So I naught comma t is t derives then t dot l. After dot we are having l. So you have to expand that one. L derives id comma l. You put the dot in front of. Then l derives id. Then you have to put the dot in front of. So this is we are having now this one as I3. I3. Next, you have to consider now I naught comma t, then I naught comma end. Go to I naught comma end. So I naught comma end is not proper sensitive. Right. I naught comma end is we are having now t there is end dot end.
சார் ஒரு டவுட் சார்.
சொல்லுங்க
சார் அந்த எல் டிரைவ்ஸ் டாட் ஐடி எல் கமா எல் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு அந்த எல்லார் ஜீரோ ஐட்டம்ல போடக்கூடாதா சார்?
எதுல
எல்லார் ஜீரோ ஐட்டம்ஸ்னு போட்டிருக்கீங்களா சார்?
ஆமா
அதுல வந்து எல் டிரைவ்ஸ் டாட் ஐடி கமா எல் போடக்கூடாதா சார்?
இந்த இடத்துலயா கீழையா ஐ நாட்லயா?
ஆமா சார்.
ஆமா ஐ நாட்ல நம்ம அதுதான் நான் சொல்றதை கொஞ்சம் நல்லா ரியலைஸ் பண்ணுங்க. எங்க இருந்து ஆரம்பிக்கிறோம்? எஸ் டேஷ் ஸ்டார்ட் எஸ் 1 minute.
அந்த டாட்டுக்கு அப்புறம் எந்த நான் டெர்மினல் இருக்கோ அதை மட்டும் தான் எக்ஸ்பேண்ட் பண்ணுமா சார்?
Listen properly, Sudarshan. Actually, here we are having after dot we are having yes, right? Sudarshan, you
Yes,
interact with me. Okay. மற்றவங்க அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணுவாங்க. After dot we are having yes, right?
Yes, sir.
After dot yes means then what we are having now, this yes is going to be expanded. While expanding that one, then you are putting dot in front of. Then after dot we are having this is the non-terminal. So through that one we are expanding this one, right? Then after dot we are having t. Through the t we are expanding. Then after dot we are having only terminals. There is no L.
Okay, sir.
So there is no possibility of starting up L.
Okay, sir.
Actually, the declaration statement is starting up the data type and then we are going to have ID, right? So directly the declaration statement won't come as ID, comma ID, comma ID. Definitely you should have one data type.
Okay, sir.
Okay, yeah. Then
Yes.
that L won't come as a first.
Okay, sir. புரியுது சார்.
புரியுதா? Yes, sir. இந்த பென் ஒழுங்கா இல்லை, அதான் கஷ்டமா இருக்கு. திடீர்னு எழுதுது, அப்புறம் கரெக்ட் ஆயிருது. என்ன பண்ணுங்க? கார்டு சரி. Okay. Now you see this one. Right. Then what is next? This is we are having now I4. What is the next step? Go to
I naught
comma
comma
float, right? I naught comma float. Go to I naught comma float. Go to I naught comma float. Then what we are getting now? T derives float dot. T derives float dot, right? Then we are having now this is I5. This is I5, right? So that is we are having now. This is I5, I5. Okay. Then we are having now go to I0 comma I0 comma float over I0 comma char. Go to I0 comma char. So this is we are having now T derives char dot char dot. Hmm. T derives float, that is I6. I6. Then what is next now? Char over, right? So I0 comma char varaku over. Then I0 is over. Then from I1 there is no further move, right? So that is after dot nothing
I2.
is there. Then from I2 there is one move, right? Semicolon, right? So go to I2 comma semicolon. Next step is go to I2 comma semicolon. I2 comma semicolon. So what we are getting now is D semicolon and then dot. So that is I7. I7, right? Then what next? Go to I2 semicolon over, then I3 comma L. Go to I3 comma L. Go to I3 comma L. So I3 comma L is T derives DL dot. T derives TL dot. That is I8, right? Then we are having now I3 comma ID. Go to I3 comma ID. Go to I3 comma ID. In that code to I3 comma ID, what we are getting now, two moves is possible. So L derives ID dot comma L, then L derives ID dot ID dot. So that is we are having now. This is I9. This is I9. Then here we are having now. This is over. Then what we are getting now? L derives ID dot. So I3 ID over, then I4 nothing is there, I5 nothing moves, then I6 also no move, then from I7 there is no move, then I8 there is no move, from I9 comma go to I9 comma, we are having now using comma symbol. I9 comma symbol, we are getting now L derives ID comma dot L. Because of after dot L, once again it is coming now. L derives ID comma L and put dot in front of, and L derives I dot ID also. Are you able to understand now? This is we are having now ID, and after moving the dot we are having L. Because of that L, you have to expand that L. Because of that L, we are expanding. Right? Then this is we are having I10. This is we are having now I10. Then what we are getting now, I from I10 onwards. So I9 this is over. Then from I10 go to I10 comma L. Go to I10 comma L. So that is we are getting now L derives ID comma L dot. ID comma L dot. This is I11. I11. Then I3 comma ID. Go to I3 comma ID. This I3 comma ID is repetition. So that is I3 comma ID is, we are getting now L derives ID dot comma L, then L derives ID dot. So that is I9. I3 is going to repeat now as I9. There is no further moves. Can you understand now? Anybody, you are having doubts now, you can ask now. புரியுதா புரியலையா?
புரியுது சார். சார் அது I10 தானே சார்? அது
எது இதுதானே?
கீழே கீழே லாஸ்ட் ஸ்டெப்.
I10 I9 தானே? I9
இல்ல சார்,
பாருங்க.
I10 கம் ஐடி தானே சார் அது?
இதுவா சார் I3 போட்டேனா, இதுவும் I10 தான் இல்ல, I10, L, right?
ஓகே சார்.
I10, L, sorry, I10, L, then this is also I10, ID, correct? I10, ID equal to I9, right? I10, ID, that is I9, correct?
எஸ் சார்.
Clear? Now you have to construct a table. இதுல ஏதாவது டவுட்ஸ் இருக்கா?
நோ சார்.
இப்போ இதை யூஸ் பண்ணி நம்ம டேபிள் கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ட் பண்ணணும். ஸோ ஐ வில் சேவ் தட் ஒன் ஃபைல். this we are coming SLR tree. SLR. Now, how do you construct the table? Using this window, you have to construct the table. When you open that another page window, okay. Yeah. Right. Now we are going to construct a table. Okay. Now you have to construct the table is here. You have to start with this is we are having now I0, right? I0, I1, I2, I3, I4, I5, I6, I7, I8, I9, I10, I11. So number of states are this one, right? So here that all terminals are, what are the terminals we are having now? ID, comma, semicolon, right? ID, comma, semicolon, what, any other symbol? ID, comma, semicolon, and then dollar, right? Then you have to consider the full int float, right? So the dollar போடுறதுக்கு முன்னாடி int float எல்லாம் போட்டு. So here we are having the terminals are int, float, then char, then we are having dollar, then we are having the terminals are S, T, D, L, all non-terminals, right? So that one is you have to consider now. You have to construct the table. Table போட்டுக்கலாம். Okay. Slide. Hmm. பதினாறு வரும். Right. Actually, sorry. எல்லாத்தெல்லாம கோடைகளுக்கு okay now this is we are having now that one id comma semicolon end float char, then we are having now the dollar symbol, then non-terminals are s t d l. Now we have to consider that line, that horizontal line. Right. Now we are going to start. Right. Here, now you take that table, right? Here you see this one, I naught comma S, 1, 2, 3, S, T, D, L, 1, 2, 3, 4, D, D, STD, STD, 1, 2, 3, right? STD, 1, 2, 3, then you have to put it now that one as here, for S, we have to consider now 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? Then what we are getting now that one as here, I naught comma T over, then I naught comma ID is 4, I naught is 5, then I naught is 6, 4, 5, 6, I naught, right? Then that one is you have to fill with, then end S4, end S4, this is S5, and this is S6, sorry. S4, S5, S6, right? Then here you have to consider now the next one as what it is, S6 over, then we are having now I2 comma semicolon S7, I2 comma semicolon S7. So this is that one, right? I2 comma semicolon is S7. 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 S7. Then what next? Then I2 comma semicolon over. Then I3 comma L8. I3 comma L8, right? So I3 and L, you have to put 8. I3 and L. I3 and L, you have to put it as here, right? So I3 L. So this is you have to fill with 8. Then what is next? So this one is I3L. Then I3 ID. I3 ID is S9. I3 ID is S9. So this one I3 ID. I3 ID is S9. I3 ID is S9. I3 ID is S9. Then what next is I3 ID is S9. Then what we are having now, I3 ID is in I3 I9 comma is S10. I9 comma is S10. I9 comma is S10. S10. Right? Then we are having I9 I10L. I10L is S11 and S9 ID. I10L. I10L is 11, right? I10L is 11, right? So this is we are having now ID is S10, correct? Correct இல்லையா? யாராலும் ஒருத்தர் சொல்லுங்க வேணா. எனிபடி யாராவது ஒருத்தர் எடுத்துக்கங்க, கன்சிக்யூட்டிவ் என் கூட இன்டராக்ட் பண்ணுங்க, அப்பதான் புரியும். எனக்கு வந்து பேக்ல வரணும். ஸோ I10 கமா எல் யாரும் இருக்கிறீங்களா இல்லையா?
Yes, sir.
ஸோ I10 கமா எல். I10 கமா எல் இஸ் இந்த கோட் கண்ணாபின்னான்னு உள்ளது. I10 comma L is I11, right? I10 comma ID is I9, right? So I10 comma ID is 9. I10 comma ID is 9. Okay, 11, 9. And that 10 put no. So that is we are having now is 9. Sure. Report button என்ன பண்றது? Okay. இந்த கோட் சென்சிட்டிவா இருக்கு. Sure. Right. Nabinan code bottle. Okay. So yes, 8, 11, 1, 2, 3. Right. Now you are going to fill with that reduced symbol, right? So that is we are having now the production rules. We are having now the production rules are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118 So esteres T colon, this is first production rule. Then T derives T comma L, this is second production rule. Then third production rule is T derives I ind, right? Then fourth production rule is T derives float. Then fifth production rule is T derives char. Then sixth production rule is L derives ID comma L. Then seventh production rule is L ID, right? So that is we are having now the corresponding production rule. Then here what actually we have to do is in the $1 you have to write accept. For all cases you have to consider now in the $1 you have to put accept. This is general rule. So in that $1 you have to fill that accept. Next what actually we have to do is we have to consider now the production rule with the dot at the end. So the dot at the end is here we are having now in I6, I4, I5. Right. So that is I5. So I5 we are having dot at the end. I5 we are having dot at the end, right? So that is we are having now. Then in that I5 dot at the end, so the production rule number is here 1. This is 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So that is float. So that is here we are I4. I4 is I4 dot at the end, right? So I4 is dot at the end. I naught comma float. Float. Okay, dot at the end, right? So that I4 here we are having now I4 that this is 3. Production rule number 3. So you have to fill that R3 in the follow of T. You have to fill in the state I4. You have to fill R3 in the follow of T. So what are the follow of T? Follow of T.
Into float char.
So in that I4 you have to fill with that R3 in the follow of T. What is the follow of T?
ID, sir.
Follow of T is
All
ID,
of
right?
L,
So
sir.
that is correct. Which one? Follow of D is right. What are the follow of that symbol you tell? யாராலும் எழுதி வச்சிருக்கீங்களா வேணா கரெக்டா சொல்லுங்க நான் அப்பதான் எழுத முடியும் எனக்கு இது எதுவுமே விசிபிளா இல்ல இது ஒழுங்கா எழுதவும் மாட்டேங்குது
Sir, ID, sir.
இப்போ ஃபாலோ சொல்லுங்க ஃபாலோ அப் எஸ் என்னது ஆல் சிம்பிள் சொல்லுங்க ஃபாலோ அப் எஸ் என்னது
Dollar.
டாலரா டாலர் ஃபாலோ அப் டி என்னது
Semicolon.
ஃபாலோ அப் டி இஸ் செமிகோலனா
Semicolon.
ஃபாலோ அப் டி
ID.
டிக்கு வந்து ஐடி ரைட் தென் ஃபாலோ அப் எல்
Semicolon.
எல்லுக்கு வந்து செமிகோலனா
Yes, sir.
ரைட் வேற எந்த சிம்பிளும் இதுல ஐடி கமாஸ் இதெல்லாம் ஏதோ ஒன்று இருந்தது டில என்னது வேற ஐடியும் வேற எதுவும் இருந்ததா ஒன்னு விட்டா கூட தப்பா போயிடும் நான் 1 செகண்ட் நான் பாத்துறேன்
அதான் sir. பாருங்க சார்.
பாத்துட்டேன்
சார் SLR 2 சொல்லிட்டு சேவ் பண்ணுங்க சார்.
அதான் சேவ் பண்ணிட்டேன். இப்போ நான் இதை போட்டேன்னா அது டெலீட் ஆயிரும், அதுக்கு மேல ஓவர் ரைட் ஆயிரும். அதான் பாக்குறேன். சரி, இதான் சிம்பிள் கரெக்டா? வேற எதுவும் இல்லைல்ல? சரி, வேற போலாம். எனக்கு ஒரு டவுட், இதுல வந்து ஃபாலோ டி என்ன இருந்த மாதிரி இருந்தது, பாத்துரும். நான் இதை சேவ் பண்ணி வச்சுக்கிறேன். SLR 4ன்ட்டு சேவ் SLR 4 SLR 4. Okay, SLR 4 I am saving now. Then here we will see SLR 2 file, open SLR 2. SLR2, right? So here we are having now, that's what I'm telling now, right? So ID and semicolon. You see this one?
Sir,
The
sir,
follow-up T, we are having ID and semicolon.
ஒரு டவுட் சார்.
Ah,
சார் ஃபாலோ ஆஃப் டிக்கு எப்படி சார் அந்த செமிகாலன் யூனியன் ஃபாலோ ஆஃப் டி வந்தது?
follow-up T kya? Follow-up
டிக்கு.
T ki varada? Follow-up L la தான் வரும் இல்லையா?
ஆமா சார். ஃபாலோ ஆஃப் எல்ல வந்து யூனியன் ஃபாலோ ஆஃப் டி வரும். அது ஓகே.
L யூனியன் ஃபாலோ-அப் D இருக்கும். L தான் யூனியன் ஃபாலோ-அப் D. L தான் யூனியன் ஃபாலோ-அப் D. அந்த ஃபாலோ-அப் D வந்து என்னது? செமிகோலன். அதுங்க வச்சாச்சு இல்லையா? ஸோ இங்க வந்து Tக்கு வந்து என்ன இருக்கும்? Tக்கு வந்து ஃபாலோ-அப் D வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆஃப் L. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆஃப் L வந்து ஐடி மட்டும் தான், ரைட்டா? இது கிடையாது, அப்படிதானே?
அதான் சார்.
இது
ஆமா.
கிடையாது. சரி, ஓகே. Now we are having ID only. Okay, right. Now we'll open that one file. Open SLR4. Sure. So we are getting now. So that is, we are coming in that I3. We have to fill with the R4 in ID, right? R4 in I3 in I3 I4 la, right? I4 la fill that R3 in ID, right? I4 la fill that R4 in ID. That is, here we are having now. In that I4, you fill R3 in ID, right? Next one is, so in ID, you have to fill with, in that I5, you have to fill with R4, right? R4. So I5, you have to fill with R4. Right. So that is, we are having now, this is R4. This is, we are having now R5, right? I6, R5. Right. Then here we will go for, this is over R6, right? T care over. Then we are having now, this is in that state I7. In the state I7, so we are having now R1, put R1 in follow-up S. Follow-up S, we are having dollar, right? So that is, we have to put in I7, we have to fill R1 in the follow-up S. The follow-up S is dollar. So you have to fill now I7, that R1. I7 and R1 in the dollar. So here in the dollar, we have to fill with R1. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Correct? Okay. This is R1, right? So here we are having now R3. This is R4. This is R5. Here we are having R1. Then what is next? Right? Then we are having now next one is here in I8. In I8 we are having now the production rule number 2, R2. You have to fill with R2 in the follow-up D with I8. So that is, we are having now, okay. What is that? I8. You have to fill with the R2 in follow-up. What's that one?
செமிகாலன்.
செமிகோலன்ல என்ன போடணும்?
R2.
R2. செமிகோலன்ல R2 போடணும், ரைட்? I8 செமிகோலன்ல R2 போடணும். சரி, நெக்ஸ்ட். நெக்ஸ்ட் என்னது? இங்க பாருங்க, I9ல இது எத்தனாவது? R5, R L ID is 5, 6, 7. So R7, right? 5, 6, 7, right? So that is, we are having now R7. You have to fill R7 in follow-up L in the I9. Okay, I9ல, right? R7 எதுல போடணும்?
செமிகாலன்ல போங்க.
செமிகோலன் தானா?
எஸ் சார்.
சரி, இது வந்து என்ன பண்ணணும்? R4.
R7 சார்.
சாரி, R7. R7. R7 போடணும், right? R7, right? Then what next? Here you see. என்ன
I11
வருது?
I11ல
I10 over I10ல எதுவும் எண்ட் இல்லைல்ல. I11ல என்ன இருக்கு?
R6
R6 எதுல போடணும்? follow up L போடணும், right? Put
Yes, sir.
R6 in I11, put R6 in the follow up L. What it is the follow up L?
semicolon.
Follow up L is semicolon, right? So where you have to put I9 I11 I11ல R4
R6
R6 எங்க போடணும்?
semicolon.
இதானே கரெக்ட் தானே?
எஸ் சார், கரெக்ட்.
சரி, இப்போ போட்டாச்சு. நம்ம வந்து இப்போ வந்து இது பார்த்துடலாம். கரெக்டா? இது கிளியரா?
எஸ் சார்.
இதெல்லாம் புரிஞ்சா எப்படி போடுறோம்னு சொல்லிட்டு? ஸோ எஸ் ஆர் அண்ட் இது கோட் டு சிம்பிள் போடணும், ரைட்? நவ் ஹியர் வி ஆர் கோயிங் டு do that parsing action. Do that. Right? So how do you do that one, right? So that input is here. Okay. Now you the input is int x comma y comma z வந்து just you put now id comma id comma id, right? That id is x y z, so put semicolon also, right? Now here you have to start with that dollar and you put the start state, then find out the 0 comma end, find out the entry for 0 comma end. So what is the entry for 0 comma end? S4. Entry is 0 comma end is S4. So dollar 0 end, then we are having 4. Here we are having now id comma id comma id and semicolon. So what we are using now? Shift action, shift 4. Then what next? 4 comma id. What is the 4 comma id? 4 comma id?
R3.
R3. 4 comma id is R3. So R3 is what's the production rule? T derives int, right? So T derives int. So the R3 is nothing but T derives int. So you are removing that int and 4. Double time of that one is removed and you replace by T. 0T. Now what's the entry for 0T? 0T 3. 0T is 3. So you put 3 here. Now you find out the entry for 3 ID. What's the entry for 3 ID? 3 ID is S9, right? 3 ID is S9. So you have to put it now. So that is we are having now T3 ID 9. Here we are having comma ID dollar, right? Now what's the entry for 9 comma? 9 comma is S10. 0 T3 ID 9 comma 10. So this is we are having now ID comma ID semicolon. Now what's the entry for the 10 ID? 10 ID is S9. 0 T3 ID 9 comma 10 ID 9. Now we are having now here we are having comma ID. What's the 9 comma? 9 comma is S10. So you have to shift now. 0 3 ID 9 comma 10 ID 9, right? Comma we are having 10. So this is we are having now 10 ID. So 10 ID is we are having 9, right? So that is we are having now $0T, then here ID 9 comma 10 ID 9 comma 10 ID, right? 10 ID 9. Then what's the entry for 9 semicolon? 9 semicolon is R7. So what is R7?
L derives ID.
So L there is ID. L is ID is one symbol. You pop out that ID 9. So you replace that one by L, right? 0 0 T3 ID 9 comma 10 ID 9 comma 10 L. So what's the entry for 10L? 11, right? 10L is 11. So we are having now here you put 11. Then what's the entry for 11 semicolon? R6, right? R6 is L derives ID comma L, right? So L derives ID comma L. So ID comma L is here you have to pop ID comma L and you have to replace by L. So we are having now 10L. So that is $0 T3 ID 9 comma 10L. The 10L is we are having now 11. So we are having semicolon. For semicolon, we are having once again that R6. So 11 semicolon is R6. So you have to put it now that one as the ID comma L. So once again then we are using now ID comma L. We are replacing by L, right? So that is we are having 0 T 3L. What's the entry for 3L? 3L is 8. 3L is 8. So that 8 semicolon is R2. So R2 is T derives T comma L. So we are having now $0D. So what is the entry for 0D? 0D is 2. Then 2 semicolon we are having now, right? Solid D semicolon S7, right? So that is 0D2 semicolon 7. What's the entry for $7? $7 is R1. So R1 is we are having S there is D colon. So that is we are having now 0S. Then 0S is 1. Here we are having dollar. So $1 is accept completed. Can you understand now?
Yes, sir.
Now, right? Clear? எல்லாரும் உட்கார்ந்து இல்லையா? ரொம்ப டைம் எடுத்துட்டோம். ஓகே, சரி. இதுல வேற ஏதாவது டவுட்ஸ் இருக்கா? Shall we wind up?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிக்கலாமா? இன்னும் வேற எதுவும் பார்க்கணுமா?
போதும் சார்.
போதும். We'll close it and go, right? Okay, fine.
சார் predictive parsing அது எப்ப சார்?
அது இப்ப நடக்குமா? ஒரு 5 minutes கழிச்சு, ரைட்டா? 5 minutes கழிச்சு I send a link and you join, right? இப்போ இதை க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிக்குவோம். க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிட்டு அப்புறம்
நாளைக்கு நடத்த முடியுமா சார்?
நாளைக்கு இல்ல, இன்னைக்கு நான் இன்னொரு முடிச்சிருவோம். 5 minutes கழிச்சு நான் predictive parsing வரேன். ஓகே, 5 minutes கழிச்சு ஒரு 10 minutes கழிச்சு ஜாயின் பண்ணுங்க. ஓகே, நீங்க எல்லாருமே ஒரு 10 minutes கழிச்சு ஜாயின் பண்ணுங்க. நம்ம இதுல பாத்துக்கலாம். ஓகே, சரியா?
எஸ் சார்.
Now we will close. 10 minutes கழிச்சு நான் வந்து லிங்க் அனுப்புறேன், அதுல ஜாயின் பண்ணுங்க.
ஓகே சார்.